woman with a lot of ideas, and they tend to percolate. And I love to share those ideas with family and friends, and I'm often a little bit surprised by their response. I'm thinking they're going to be proud, they're going to be curious, but usually there's a concern. Eva, that seems a little risky. I'm not sure you want to do that. And it reminds me of a time where that's very much exemplified, and that difference in recognizing the space that I'm in compared to the space that someone else is in and how they view it. My mother used to tell this story about me, and absolutely loved watching her tell this story because she would get into it. And it might have been because she thought she lost me in a crowd, only to find me again at the top of a 20-foot high dive, jumping into a pool, and I had never taken swimming lessons. So I want to share with you that story, and then fold in kind of where she loved to tell this story. You can hear the difference. So there we are at a family company picnic, standing in line, and it's very hot, bare feet. We're all in our bathing suits, waiting for popcorn. Just waiting. Very long time. And I'm 8 years old. This is long. I want to play. They're waiting. It's my sister, my cousin, our parents, still waiting. And behind me, I'm hearing the splashes and excitement from the kids who are all in the pool. And I can hear the whistle from the lifeguard. Slow down. Don't run around the pool. So I'm turning around. And I'm paying attention to what's going on behind me instead. That's way more fun. And I'm watching the kids. They're jumping off of these high dives. There's 3 of them. One of them is kind of low. You can dribble off of the end of it, but you can still do some tricks. The other one is off to the other side, and it's a little higher. You could do some tricks there too, but the most thrilling screams were coming from that 20-foot high dive. And I thought, I want to do that. So I sneak away. And the next thing I know, I'm climbing up that wet aluminum ladder, walking out to that very high dive and looking down. Oh, that really is high. But I thought, you know what? Other kids did it, and they were still walking around. I think I can do it too. So in I go, feet first. That was so exciting. And before I could get back up to the top of the water, I decide, you know what? I'm a gymnast. I know tricks. I can do a double flip, and I made myself that goal. Next thing I know, I'm walking up, and I'm climbing up that ladder. And remember, my mom's in line. She's getting her popcorn, and she's turning around to give it to us. Where's Eva? Everybody's got their shoulders to their ears. And my dad, he sees me. Is that Eva? And I go, my double flip. Now, they didn't know what I knew. They didn't know that I had assessed the situation. I figured, you know what? Other kids were doing it, right? It's got to be safe. If I can dog paddle out to the center where that podium was, where we could all dive off of, then once I jumped, I know I could dog paddle to the edge. There was a lifeguard, and I knew tricks. Just confidence. So there I am, and I'm falling, doing my flips, and I land on my back. Yeah, cannonball style. That smarted. And I raise up to the top, and I'm teary-eyed, and the other kids around me, I think she's hurt. So here comes the lifeguard. He says, are you okay? And he's trying to find out what's going on with me. And I says, how many did I do? He's still trying to find out how I'm doing, and he says, 2.5, how are you? And I'm dog paddling my way out of the pool. And up to my mom I go, and she's in hysterics. Well, she loved to tell that story. From her perspective, I was the crazy kid doing some risky stuff. And I come to realize a few things about myself hearing this story over and over and, Lord, over again. When I decide to do something, I do it unapologetically. If I suck at it at first, I'm going to continue to try. kind of loved the idea of giving people a thrill. That was a lot of fun. So I made it my intention. I'm going to do something meaningful in the world. I'm not quite sure what that looks like other than it's going to be fun and exciting, and I'm going to follow that intuition. So I grow up, as we all do, and I get married, I have my kids, and I divorce. I start taking on jobs that I have to do in order to put food on the table. It's not a way to stay present. It's not a way to stay mindful. It's a way to get yourself, me anyways, into a lot of trouble. And over time, I found myself very, very tired. Not the kind of tired where you can lay down, take a nap, and feel refreshed when you're done. This was something far worse, far more insidious on my body. It got to the point where I found I could not get up off the couch to tuck my kids into bed at night. That's pretty tired. It really drove home when on my way home from work one night, on the Hollywood freeway and its gentle curves, I added some of my own, and my body was letting out, and I ended up having this vertigo. And all I remember thinking is, oh God, this is gonna hurt if I crash. But I didn't, and I made it home. But the next day, I called up my VP, and I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Please lay me off. And I spent the next several years and all of my savings to find out what was going on with me. And I tried doctor after doctor, test after test, you name it, I did it, and they all come back inconclusive. I'm sorry, Eva, we think this is all in your head. So in the meantime, working, burning myself out, quitting new jobs over and over again. But I kept asking the questions. I didn't give up because I'm stubborn, persistent. I might even call it firm. My resolve was, I know my body is meant to heal itself. It's designed to heal itself. So what's going on that I'm not giving it what it needs? And I started to ask these better questions. Well, if I give it what it needs, how do I know that it's working? And how can I monitor that along the way? And in asking those questions, I started to receive the answer in a very interesting way I was not familiar with at first, but it became normal. And there was this space when I'm dead asleep in the morning hours, right before waking up. In that space there, when I've forgotten my mistakes of yesterday, haven't picked up my to-dos for today, I started to receive the answers. And those answers allowed me, over a period of time, to heal. And then I got even more information. All of the struggle turned out to be nothing more than grace. This was my passion. This was my meaningful thing. Because if I was experiencing this kind of fatigue, this kind of problem, maybe others were too, and I could help them. So I started receiving this vision in little puzzle pieces throughout the years. And eventually, one morning, I woke up and I received that last puzzle piece. And it was a beautiful picture in front of me, and I decided, I'm going to open my business. This is what I want to do, bring integrity back to healthcare, help people heal themselves naturally. And as I started to build this business, I realized I was serving two masters, full-time job, and this vision. And the vision, it kept tapping its foot. We need you here full-time, Eva. We need you doing this. So, to everyone else, it seemed like an all-of-the-sudden move. But 2 years ago, I was able to quit that full-time job. And now I'm helping others get better. And I know it's this message inside of this waiting period. All the time waiting in line. All the time waiting for the popcorn, right? It's the same kind of waiting that we do, that I did, to let my body heal. And to know that my vision was waiting for me, that I was going to get to do it. And I think I learned this lesson to hold on to a vision when I was very small. I was about 6 years old, and we're in the auditorium on the day when we learn about musical instruments. And I see the lights flickering off of the flutes in front of me on the stage, but I don't know what they are. And the kids, they start to warm up, and you can hear this beautiful sound, and I fall in love with it. And I lean over to my teacher, not taking my eyes off of that silver, and I says, "What is that?" She says, "Oh, that's the flute." And I decide in that moment, at 6, I'm going to play the flute. And I'm thinking, surely I can go home, tell my parents about this idea, and they're going to be able to help me get a flute, and I'm going to be playing in no time. It turns out, to my dismay, you cannot learn to play the flute until you're in 3rd grade. Now, 6 years old means I was in 1st grade. I had to wait 2 years. Do you know how long that is? It's forever. So to some people, it was all of a sudden I played the flute in the 3rd grade. But no, I had to hold on to that thought, hold on to the idea, hold on to the vision, because it was so much fun. And I think about that waiting, that period, that pause. And I think about my mom's excitement in her whole point of view. My daughter did something fantastic. And I wanted to bring that, of course, to other people. And I can hear those moments, those splash moments from my clients as I work with them. And they come to me after a period of healing. And they say, "You know what? I'm pain-free now. I no longer have the arthritis. I no longer have those mystery headaches. I don't know what happened. It's their splash." So when I'm leading with intention to bring something meaningful and powerful to the world, I'm looking for those high dive moments with my clients, encouraging them to climb that ladder and take a dive. It is my honor to hold the space for that pause before the splash.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Eva Vennari.